Hi, welcome to the Reiki Meditation. It will start in about 5 minutes. I've come on early so that I could play some of my tongue drum for you. I hope you're well and you can take this moment to relax and to already find a comfortable spot for the rest of the session. As you can see, I am organizing myself as well and finding the comfortable spot also. Ooh, I've not played in a few days. Also, I'm really sorry, I'm apologizing already, and I will repeat that later, but I've actually got a lodger. He is the most quiet man I've ever met, and for some reason today, at this time, he's decided to do something very similar to building a house out there, which means that there's a lot of sawing and breaking and whatnot noises. And so I'm really sorry. I'm going to try to manage this as much and in the best way that I can. But it's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. Okay, here we go. Okay, just a few more seconds and we will start the session. So, here we go. Okay. So today I was meant to do a session on ether, but I'm not going to do that today. Instead, and I apologize for the last minute change, but instead we're going to do a session that is going to help us understand better how to use meditation to step away from pain and to create a buffer of calm and peace where we feel pain or stress. It can work for physical pain, it can work for mental trauma, it can work for stress, it can work for all these aspects of life. But yes, in the aim to help a specific person who's going through a very hard time at the moment, I decided to design this session in this way. So please do understand, we will do ether next week, which is the fifth element, space. And that's going to be another amazing one. And also, it will help with pain management as well. But we will do that as a separate one. So welcome to the Reiki meditation session for this week. First, a few words of warning. Just make sure to feel comfortable at all times through this session. If at any time you start to feel uncomfortable, stressed, or if you feel signs of dizziness, lightheadedness, or anything like that, just make sure to take some time out from the activity we are doing, have a rest, or go back to an activity that felt more comfortable to you, like the first one we are going to do, which is a focus on the breath, for example. Focusing on the breath is one of the foundations of meditation. It is one of the basic activities that you can do with meditation, and it is an activity that you can go back to at any time. It is one of the safest activities you can ever do, and literally, I mean, any time of the day you can do it, and anytime during this session you can go back to it if there's any activity that I guide that feel uncomfortable to you. You are welcome to have a glass of water at your side or tea, anything really, and to know that you can sip on it anytime you want. This is not the type of meditation where you have to hold the posture through pain, so make sure that you are comfortable at all times. If you find yourself uncomfortable, you can shift and make yourself comfortable again. The importance of meditation is to be able to maintain focus as much as possible and to not have so many thoughts in your mind at any one time. So while you're operating within that scope, pretty much anything is okay, right? So we will start with a gratitude and an intent for the healing, as these sessions are infused with Reiki healing that I'm sending through. So you can, at the beginning of this session, I'm going to give you a few minutes in a moment, and you can formulate in your mind an intent for the healing if you would like, knowing that Reiki healing is about bringing positivity to just about every aspect of your life. Your body, your mind, your spirit, your journey, your career, your household, your house, your pets, your friends, your family. Um, so you can formulate as much of an intent as you would like. And a gratitude. We always start the session with a gratitude to put our mindset into a positive space. So I am going to actually share a gratitude because something fantastic is happening. I have been booked by the Paddington Libraries to do an online meditation session. I'm going to see with them if I can share the link to it so that the people, if you are following this session now, so that they can have access to it as well. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do a 1 hour meditation session with questions and answers at the end. And the meditation session is about creativity, and that's going to be so much fun. And so I was told that there's going to be potentially about 1,000 people watching it. So I'm just super excited. This is really amazing. They are also going to broadcast it several times. They're going to be broadcasting it on their video screens as well in the library. It's going to be amazing. So I really can't wait. Oh, there's a message from Magali saying hello, and then it is very beautiful. I wonder if she's talking about me or about the music. But I'm thinking since she's my mom, she's probably talking about both. Okay, so we're going to start now. And so, just for a couple of minutes, I am going to let you formulate your gratitude, anything wonderful, good, or that brightened your last week can be part of the gratitude. And then your intent for the healing if you have one. And just so you know, during this session, I may at times mute the microphone when my lodger is going to be doing some work or will be walking through the corridor or anything that makes noise. But it seems that he's not going to do it for much longer because I believe it has started to rain now, which is. I expect I'm partly to blame because I did ask for the rain so that noise could stop. I'm really sorry, but sometimes we can do cheeky things like this with energy. Okay, so you can now close your eyes and take a deep breath to begin. Letting my words settle just for a moment. And then formulating in your mind a gratitude or many gratitudes and an intent for the healing or many intents. And now we are going to go straight into the breathing exercise. And so you can take a deep breath to start this activity now, closing your eyes again if they were open. Connecting with the peace within to begin with. That space inside of you where there's no thoughts, there's no drama, there's no conflict. It is all peaceful and calm and relaxed. And yes, you do have that place inside of you. We all do. And today we are going to cultivate that place. And the more we cultivate it, the bigger it grows and the more powerful it goes and the easier to connect with it becomes. And so, just for a moment here, settling and connecting to the stillness of life. You are hopefully at the moment in a quiet space, and so connecting with that quiet. Feeling your whole system relaxing already, welcoming this session, knowing that it is going to enjoy the ride. as it is going to be given so much opportunity to relax. There are so many aspects to us, to who we are, and to how we are. We have our mind, a room filled with thoughts. We have our body, filled with all our life experiences. We have our emotion center, which for this purpose I am going to call our heart, how we feel. This sometimes can feel peaceful a lot of the time, though. It can feel quite chaotic. And we have our soul space, our connection to the spiritual world, where our soul resides. And all of this is one person. All of this is you and me. And we are going to learn little by little to differentiate these spaces and to find peace within each of them. And so for now, I am going to invite you to focus to a different element of us, which is our breath. That wonderful system that is keeping us alive. That wonderful system that is bringing new life and new energy inside of us on every intake of breath. And that is helping us to let go of all the pollution and all the negativity and all the old on an exhale. And so, doing this activity now, I am with you celebrating this wonderful aspect of us that is our breath. Little by little, switching every thought off in your mind, or watching them glide away like a cloud in the sky, blown by the wind, in the most gentle process, one by one, removing every thought in your mind until there is as little remaining as possible. And that most of it has to do with your breath. Connecting with your mind as an empty space, like an empty room, only featuring your breath in it. Letting go of every other thought, just focusing every part of your attention on your breath, on its movement, on the sensations it brings to your system. Can you feel your breath? How can you feel it? Where can you feel it? Can you hear it? Can you hear any sound to do with your breath? Can you feel your body moving, expanding on an inhale and retracting on an exhale? Now we are going to extend this activity a little bit further. And I'm going to invite you on an exhale to let go of any pain or any stress that you have. And so you can literally just think on an exhale that you are letting go of these things. Or you can even see the air inside your lungs and putting those things onto that air, and then watch it as it leaves your system and taking those things away from you. You can visualize images of things that are leaving your system on an exhale. But remember that you decide what goes, what leaves you. If you have pain in a particular place in your body, you can put that pain on your exhale and let it go. We are letting go of a lot of things in this process, but most importantly, we are allowing our system to step away from these things that we are letting go of, creating a buffer zone of peace, of distance. It allows those things to not be so raw in our system, to not have so much power over our system. And maybe everything doesn't go away right away in one go. Maybe it does. But if it doesn't, at the very least, we will have stepped quite a way away from those things. And they will no longer have so much power over us. On each exhale, we are freeing ourselves from these pains and these burdens. All right, I'm going to invite you now to take a deep breath to finish this activity and to open your eyes and to see how it feels now. Are you feeling more relaxed? Is everything still as raw as it was? Or have things quietened down a little bit? You can have a sip of your drink if you would like, and then we will start the next activity in just a moment. So I've named the next activity "Step Away from the crime scene." And so basically, it is pretty much continuing on the same line as to what we've just done. And it is about nourishing and expanding on that buffer zone we started building up. So we are so used to thinking of the worst, expecting the worst, for many reasons. A lot of it has to do with how we were brought up and how society functions. But what we want to do now is to understand that things don't have to get worse and that we don't need to get overpowered by things. And by things, I mean pain, I mean stress, I mean burdens. And we can actually get to a point where by meditating, we can, little by little, create such that buffer zone that I was talking about, that things don't get so overpowering anymore. And where you may at first find yourself overwhelmed by a new thing happening, you then can find yourself into that space of peace inside, so that, yes, something might be happening, but at the same time, you know where you are right now, you're safe, and nothing has to happen to you where you are right now, in a place inside of you, in that space that is peaceful and relaxing and safe inside of you. So, if you would like now to close your eyes, make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. And then taking a deep breath to begin. First, I'm going to invite you to see inside of you a space. I tend to see it where my heart and where my chest are. And it spreads to my shoulders also, the whole upper area. But really, it should be your whole body and mind eventually. Not yet, not necessarily, but eventually. And to see that it's a zone filled with peace. By peace, I mean that gentle drop of dew that drops onto the pond and makes gentle ripples with barely any sound. By peace, I mean that mist lifting off the ground ever so gently as the dew gets warmed up by the rays of the sun. By peace, I mean the silence with which a feather travels through the air with the wind. By peace, I mean the gentleness and the calm that emanates and radiates out of a cat or a dog when they are deeply asleep and deeply safe and comfortable. That place is inside of you. Find it now. You have experienced moments of peace like this, and you will experience many more. And so, this is the place where we are, in that space. If you were with me at the library meditation classes, we had started to create that space by creating that bubble inside of us with a landscape, a very peaceful landscape. Do you remember doing that? It is that same place that we are connecting with now. And now, I am going to invite you to gently inquire through your body and your mind to see if there are any places where you may feel pain. Maybe you already were connecting with these places. That's completely fine. If there are several places, I am going to invite you to pick one for now and to connect with it, to look at it and discover it as if you were looking at it and had never seen it before. What is this pain? Why is it here? What is it telling me? There are some obvious answers to these questions, but I'm going to ask you to go beyond those obvious answers and ask yourself, how is this helping me? Because yes, it can have a purpose for being there. Why is this there? I'm noticing the answers, but without connecting with them, as if you saw them on a very distant cinema screen. From that place of peace inside of you, looking at the answers to these questions, and now really feeling that pain. Where does it start? Where does it end? How does it feel like? It may be that right now it's taking over your whole body and even your mind. Maybe your pulse is racing when you connect with it because it feels so overpowering. Or maybe it is a dull pain that you are used to because you've had it for a long time. In any case, now noticing that it does not have to take you over. And so, from where you're feeling it now, if you're feeling it everywhere, especially, go back into that peaceful place inside of you and know that that pain and the feelings it's creating is not all the way inside of you, it is a little bit away from you. There is a space between whatever sensations it is bringing to you and yourself. There is that buffer space of peace. And so, as you're doing this, little by little, you can notice that it is like you are stepping away and away and away, further away from these sensations and that pain, to go back into that place of peace. As if you had gone through a day of chaos, stepped into your house, felt so comfortable, and sat into an armchair, feeling cozy and safe. And now you can just relax. The chaos is out there, and you are completely fine in here. The pain is out there, and you're completely fine in your peaceful space at the heart of you. And the more you focus on a peaceful space, and the more away from the pain you focus, little by little, the more the pain will become dull. enjoying this peaceful moment, sitting on this comfortable armchair, inside that space inside of you, away from pain and stress and burdens, because you can step away like this from everything that doesn't feel right to you. And you can do the same thing when you're feeling scared of something or angry with something. It works and it will work, and you can do it. It just needs you to practice. It's like a muscle. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more powerfully you can do it. And then occasionally, from this armchair, from this space inside of you, filled with peace and calm and softness, occasionally, look around yourself, scan your body and your mind, run through your body and your mind, and see how detached you are from it all. See how you have stepped all the way back, so far back, that everything is calming down now, that nothing is as important anymore, that what is most important now is that peace inside of you, that calm, that feeling of everything coming down and calming, everything relaxing, your whole system having a break. And we are going to continue to the next activity now from this space. We're going to use positive affirmations, mantras. We're going to repeat these words in our mind. And we're going to connect very deeply with the sense that they are bringing to us. It doesn't matter if it feels like it really is not how you feel. It does not matter if it feels like you feel the opposite of it. In fact, it is even better and more powerful when this happens. Mantras are loaded with positive energy, and this energy can come to you. You can capture the vibration of the words, and you can spread it inside of yourself as you hear the words and as you repeat them as well in your mind. For this activity, I will be saying the mantra, and then you can repeat it in your mind, and you can even voice it out loud if you wish to. But I would suggest first to start by repeating it in your mind only, to preserve the peace and calm. And so the first one is, I feel good. I feel good. Removing every thought from your mind right now and just focusing on these words. Really absorbing the meaning of them. Connecting with other times when you have felt so good. And today, if you're feeling so good already, also, I feel good. Our brain is like a computer. Whatever it hears, it uses as directions. And so when you tell it, I feel good. Guess what happens to your whole system? It starts clicking into place so that you can feel good. I feel good. Let these words wash away any thought, any sensation that doesn't feel good. I feel good. I feel good. And the next one, I feel peaceful. 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 Just repeating these words in your mind and really absorbing the vibrations of them, really connecting with how they are making you feel. I feel peaceful. I feel peaceful. Okay, when you're ready, you can take a deep breath to finish. And open your eyes. You can have a sip of water. I'm going to have a sip of mine. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I don't know about you, but I'm already quite spaced out myself. Ah, so now we're going to do the mudra. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It is not one of the easiest ones, but please do try to do it because it's going to be very powerful. So again, so it's a mudra, um, Adana Mudra. It helps to bring in a peace, and I believe that it helps to detach yourself from pain as well. And it's really good to do at the end of the day, like before going to bed or in the evening when you're ready to unwind, because it is about settling the energy down and getting ready to go to bed, basically. If you are doing a practice of mudras throughout the day, this is the one to do at the end of the day to finish the day. So the mudra itself is you have your thumb, and on it you put your index finger, meaning the index finger is actually on top of the nail. Wait, sorry, my bad. That's why I couldn't do it earlier. You're touching the two fingers, the two tips, like this, rather. So the thumb and the index finger. The tips here are touching, like so. But again, now I'm touching even too hard because as you can see, I've got some white marks coming here. So what you want is to touch enough that it touches and energizes, but you don't want to press so hard that you see the white marks like this. So like this, but not like this. Okay? So once you've got this, so it's like an okay sign when you're doing okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to rest it on your index's nail, like so. Okay? And again, try not to leave any white mark too much, but this is a bit hard because of how the fingers are angled, but try to not leave too much of a white mark on your finger. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah? So putting that way both sides, and the other two can relax on the sides. So it's almost like a double okay. And then you can rest your hands onto your lap. Hang on, I'm going to move this so you can see better what I'm doing with them. And just resting like this. So again, I'm going to show you the thumb and the index finger touching, and the middle finger resting on the nail of the index finger, and the others relaxing next to it. If it's too hard to keep these straight, you can just relax them however you want. But what you want is for them to be as open as possible and for these to be connecting in this way. Okay. Now, just rest them on your lap. If you're lying down, you can rest your hands at the side of you in that way. Try to keep your hands, your wrist, and your arm quite in a nice line. Not forced, not strained, but just a nice line. So your wrists not bend that way, not bend that way, and not bend on the sides either. But try to just keep them as aligned as possible in a line. Okay, so you can now take a deep breath and closing your eyes, resting like this. And just imagining as if it was raining and cooling down all your energy and relaxing you and getting you ready to sleep. This is going to be incredibly relaxing, so don't go into strenuous activities just after this session. Just enjoy this moment and relax. Really noticing your whole system calming down even further. Just staying there, not thinking of anything, and just relaxing. Just staying there and relaxing. Noticing the sensations that it brings to your whole system. Maybe you are feeling tired and sleepy now. Or maybe this one is doing nothing for you. It can happen also. And now relaxing your fingers, shaking your hands around, removing the stiffness. Now we're going to continue with and finish with a love meditation. So if you would like to start rubbing your hands together, you can keep your eyes shut or shutting them again if they are open. Rubbing your hands together, creating a lot of friction, waking yourself up at the same time, and applying your hands in the middle of your chest. And noticing this wonderful energy going into your heart chakra, your heart center. And then bringing your hands back down onto your lap. Bringing your mind back to the space where you are. Stretching your body. Moving your body. Stretching your arms up and out. Your legs down and out. Moving your hands, your arms, your head. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So I don't know how that mudra worked for you, but I nearly fell asleep myself. I was holding the mudra, and normally I never close my eyes while I do the mudras because I keep focused so that I can make sure of what I'm showing on the camera, and also I can keep an eye on the stats, like the what time it is and all these things. But this time, for some reason, I shut my eyes, and oh boy, I literally nearly fell asleep. And I just got myself back into focus just at the right time. So if you ever hear snoring and you don't hear from me for some time, you'll know that's what happened. I hope you've enjoyed this. Okay, so let me see the comments. Magali says, "Oh, sorry, I was." Also, she was talking about the finding the peace state, the peaceful place in ourselves, meditation and the mantras. And she said that she was feeling so at peace that she fell asleep a little bit. And now she said, "Thank you for this wonderful moment." You're welcome for this super moment, actually. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I hope that everybody has really benefited from this. It is really, those tools that we've seen today are absolutely amazing to calm ourselves down from anything, from pain, from any kind of crisis, from an event that's just happened. If at work something happens, you get so stressed at the time, go to the bathroom and do any one of these activities, and you're going to come right back down. I have been working on emotions a lot, and I have been working on releasing stress from myself through working on emotions and releasing them for the last more than 20 years. And that was my main technique. Then I discovered meditation, and I've been practicing this also. And I am now currently training as a yoga teacher. So I asked my teacher, because I have a concern is that when emotions are not dealt with, they tend to transform into a disease in our body. We somatize them. So I was asking him, when we are distancing ourselves from meditation, the emotions technically are still there, but we're just further away from them. How comes that they don't actually make our body sick anymore? And it's because it's all about, like, the mind is an energy, and if that energy is not focused on the emotions actually just go, and they are no longer blocked, so they no longer uh, settle themselves on the body and turn into disease. I mean, that was not his straight up answer, but that is what I gathered from everything, from my own experience and from talking to him and talking to several people actually about it. And it is really how powerful it is that whenever you have a time of crisis, whether it be physical pain or mental pain or stress or environmental factors that are affecting you, going into that peace inside, that space that we were mentioning, is the most powerful thing we can do. And distancing ourselves from everything so that things don't have so much power anymore. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to play a little bit more of my tank drum if you want to stay and listen to this. Sorry, I'm making myself comfortable and I got stuck. It happens. Okay, getting there. The cat has even woken up. It's a big moment. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm going to leave now. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. And next week we will do the session on airflow, unless another emergency comes up. Okay, bye.